My initial feelings were one of excitement in that I felt that there was a resurgence in the idea that students are able to learn and demonstrate skills and discover new talents aside from just sitting in the standard, everyday, stereotypical classroom.
I was nervous. I'd never worked at a school like this before, and there weren't any programs like this when I was in high school. So it was nerve-wracking in the beginning, but now a couple years in, I'm really excited to incorporate some of those topics into what I do.
You know, I worked in other schools where they had CTE classes, but not specific programs. And I thought they were electives. They were fluff. And I really didn't have much respect for them. I just thought they were for passing time. And then once I got here and I saw the effect of what a CTE course can do for a student and for their life, you know, after high school, I saw the importance of it and how they do support core and how I should support CTE.
I think CTEs are just as important as core classes, particularly for high school students. Before you go and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a college education, I think it's a great idea at this level to get the idea of whether or not you're going to enjoy that for the rest of your life.
I didn't understand as an English teacher what my role was in a career in tech ed school, because I came from a magnet school but teaching traditional English classes in a magnet school. So it's been a learning process. I feel that now more so than ever, I'm not solid at all in what I do. I feel like I'm always changing. I'm never comfortable. So next year, when I teach 10th grade English again, I'm going to reinvent the wheel for the most part. And that just has happened for the last 6 school years for me, which is frustrating but cool at the same time. You know, I want to think that, wow, I've got everything under control. I never have anything under control. One, I think it broadens my horizons as an English teacher and what I teach in my core classes. I think it allows me to, you know, sort of break the stereotypical mold of let's look at a novel, read questions, write a paper. It gives me something else to look forward to and do. Also, I think that you know, it's exciting to come to work because I never know what is going to come out of the CTE classes next, whether it be fashion, auto, culinary. You know, there's always something new and exciting happening and going on that lends to the skill development and betterment of the students here. You know, and again, that they can take and actually apply.
I'm able to give them a perspective to what they're interested in. So if I'm teaching auto tech students, I relate physics to auto tech. If I'm teaching engineering, I relate it to engineering or medical. So I'm able to make those connections easier for the kids.
I'm inspired by the level of skill that they have in their specific areas.
I think it makes a good mix because not only do students need to know theories, they also need to know how to apply those theories, and the CTE classes give that application to them.
Oh man, I saw really cool positive results. So much so that I tend, you know, to do it every year. For the last couple of years. So Mrs. Chang's students over the last 2 years have built me websites that I do actually utilize when I teach specific units.
I saw a big difference. One of the biggest differences is I collaborated with Auto Tech and had a pure class of all Auto Tech students for physics honors. And in that class, 7 of them took the second-year college physics program because I was able to collaborate with them and teach them the Auto Tech way.
Other results that I've seen is, you know, just a willingness to want to collaborate, not only amongst myself, but I think the CTE program teachers branching out and looking at other core area teachers and trying to, you know, really justify why everybody's here. Because that's kind of, in my mind, what a CTE school is and should be.
I think it's important that the core classes support what the CTEs are doing, and vice versa. the skills that you learn in your core classes are going to be applied in your CTEs. So we really do have to work together.
I think there is a wall, but I think the wall exists from individual to individual. And what I mean by that is I don't think necessarily there's a wall between CTE program area teachers and core teachers. I think the wall mainly occurs, and I'm speaking biased obviously, but I think the wall probably occurs on the core teacher end because, you know, again, we're caught in sort of this, how do we really fit in? What is our role as a support to CTE classes? Are CTE classes even relevant to what we're teaching?
There might be kind of a separation between the two. I think some of them mesh really well and make it a more dynamic experience for the students.
I'd like to see the collaboration between core and CTE gain momentum so that we can do much more of giving the theory and the application together and make a stronger education for our students.
I think there is a bit of a disconnect, but again, coming maybe from the core area teachers' viewpoints to the CTE viewpoints. And I think that could be rectified by just core area teachers maybe getting out more during prep periods, before, after school, participating in just casual conversations with various CTE teachers and vice versa.
And I think that CTE is a language that needs to be studied because they really are in and of themselves a level of language and language acquisition, the skills that you're learning in web design and in gaming and in engineering and in automotive. They're all so very, very intricate that to have that mixed with a foreign language I think is vital, and I think that it's going to be great.